Sweet.
All right.
Been
So
losing
we're
sleep over
gonna
my
we're
taxes. I
gonna
love it.
talk about this now.
Yeah, let's.
Emily, will you hold this for a while? And then just hand it to Charles when you're.
I can
sick of
just,
that.
we can just get audio instead.
No, let's get video.
Yeah? Alright.
Read for the part of Nick. Jess is gonna read for the part of Nick.
Is it rolling there? Okay. Who has? Is someone missing one? Do you want to read this, Jess? You want to hold that? All right. So the way I broke this up was we have. Can we turn this up higher?
Yeah.
We got monologues, sketches, and these are going to be color coded when we do the final thing. Where are you going?
Just don't worry. I'm listening.
Are you okay?
Go ahead.
So you got monologues, sketches, bits, and I'll tell you what that means in a second. Small talk, interviews, transitions, and what I like to call anytime juice cards. Does that sound appealing?
Anytime juice cards is that.
Sounds
That's,
pretty juicy.
Well, that's just a stupid thing, but anytime juice cards, the idea behind that is things that we can pull and use them anytime. For example, the people walking in the background holding signs, that sort of thing, where you just pull that and you do it.
Dragon Ball Z wig.
So the way we should probably do this is we'll open up with the fight sketch, and then we'll go into a monologue. We can either do a group monologue where we talk about where we have the We Are $1 Million Extreme and we're building a terrorist bomb, that thing, or just all three of us go up there and talk about fake news things, or have Charles do a rant about Iraq and Iran and liberal hit squads and liberal schools, or you could go up there and talk about Sandusky and something about car sales or something.
It's gonna be very like whatever that is gonna feel like college cunts.
Yeah, it is, but
Ripping.
we only do that for a little bit.
Right.
You only have to do that for a little bit. We say, okay, it's time to pull a monologue card, take one of the blue cards, go up there and do it. Oh, it's done. We'll do
Someone
a
needs a stopwatch.
Now we'll do a transition. Yeah, we are going to need stopwatches.
Around our necks.
Yeah. And then you do a transition, and then we'll all sit down at the desks, and we can do maybe a bit. And what bits are is when we're sitting at the desks, but we're not interviewing, we're not doing a proper full-on sketch where we're acting as characters. But a bit is like everybody's at the desk, and maybe someone's crawling around on the floor or something. But it's all it's in that center area. They're not over by where the sketches are supposed to be. And here are some general bits. The fuck you, which is where, you know how you switch cameras? We'll have someone switching the cameras rapidly, rapid fire, and everyone will just be looking at cameras going, fuck you, not smiling and laughing, but
Yep.
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Just 2 minutes of that, switching cameras, everybody's doing it. That's a bit.
The camera guy doing it.
Yeah, the camera guy doing it, cameras pointing at each other.
Yeah.
Here's
We
another.
need backstage sort of look like you can't do that on television. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember how the guy Ross always used to have like the clipboard every time they were playing jokes on him, dumping water on him, dumping puke on him, beating him up.
Line.
Is that recording still?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't want a widescreen, man. You want it up like that? Doesn't matter.
Who cares? I don't know.
Fuck it.
If you tilt it now, you'll have to turn your head to the side and watch like that. Here's another bit. You've got the interviewee sitting there, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not interviewing them and you're not shooting the shit with them, but here's a bit you can do with them. You can have them try to sell us a car, and we'll say nope,
It's
didn't
not
buy
gonna
it.
go over well.
Yeah, what that sketch? is not
They're
gonna
never gonna know how to do it.
Well, we just see what happens.
Sam, it's not gonna
That's
work.
Just an example. That's just an example of what could go down. LARPing.
Yep.
Live
Lightning
action
bolt.
role
Lightning
playing.
bolt.
Magic missile. We could do that in the center area and do a little bit of that session. Psychic reading. Talk about hipster music and really get into it and really.
I think so. I think that'd be a good bit.
Yeah, but we should.
Bring in a Victrola, put in some vinyls,
Yes.
and then when
Absolutely.
we're done, this one's really rare. Right up against the wall. Fuck that. No one's ever gonna hear it again. Fuck you. Get out.
So then maybe after doing a few bits, then we could go to an interview and have a guest come out, and then for each guest we're gonna have a different card for the interview. So we're sitting in front of the Michael Jackson impersonator. We've got a red card or a purple card that says interviews, and we're just reading off of it. You ever Jones to meet the real Michael Jackson? Cool. Okay.
You're gonna have to blow your brains out to do that, but we got the next best thing.
Yeah. Do you think MJ's father should be executed for what he did to his sons? then you've got transition. So if you're in a jam, you take out a yellow card, and it's you'll say whatever the transition is.
Right. So we can turn. You mean we're gonna have these in our hands?
Yeah, we're all gonna have note cards. We're all gonna have a set of note cards that are color coded, so that when it's
It's gonna look pretty.
yeah.
It's gonna be nice too.
um,
I think we should write something in black marker on the back of all the cards,
yes.
like a joke.
Yeah.
Just
Every
and
card
you-
just says a different
and
thing.
it's,
Whatever.
all of them are funny.
Like those CDs we did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, sketches. So when it's time for a sketch, we'll say, here's how we should do this. We should have the second area over here with the red curtains, and that's the area you don't see for the main part of the show. It's hidden for most of the show. But then when it's time for a sketch, we'll say, for example, say Nick, didn't we just have that guy here a couple hours ago doing talk politics? Yeah, he was. Hey, let's roll the video clip, and then we'll just run over there. And Victor will be sitting there talking politics.
Who's Victor?
Victor's Nina's stepdad.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
That's how we'll do the sketches.
Okay, and what we'll have to do is take the floor away. Basically, say for example, this is the studio right here, right? These are pieces of plywood, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
They're gray. They're literally gray on one side.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Say there's 10 of them.
Yep.
All right. What we can do is we can say, oh, let's go over there. We turn 5 of them over. They're all red.
Wow. Yeah.
And we bring in a wall right here.
Yep.
That's a cool pattern.
Yep.
And then we just slide over there, and that's what will happen.
What I was thinking, and this is your way is better, but the way I just to let you know, what I was thinking is, say this is your floor.
Yeah.
You've got over in the corner, you have the red curtain draped down here, and
Yeah.
it's just not on camera. And when it's time to do sketches, you just turn the camera over, and that's the area you're looking at. You're looking at red all of a sudden.
Right. I think that should
Whatever, your way's better, but I mean that's basically
The only reason
the
why we
gist
would
of it.
need is a lot of gray is to differentiate the size between the gray. We're gonna call one the gray studio and the other one the red one. So gray and red.
Okay.
Think gray and red.
Okay.
All right. So the red one will be the permanent one, and then there should be one portable one. So where you flip over 2 panels,
Yep.
and those are blue, and then you bring up a blue curtain.
Okay.
If there was anything weird that you wanted to do,
Sure
like that was
thing,
a
yeah.
third thing, just for effect. Emily, did you get that? That's important.
Super important.
So yeah, so the 3 of us will be sitting there, and we'll say, and we'll be talking. We'll be at the end of the interview. We'll be wrapping some other section up, and we'll say, hey, that reminds me. That reminds me of what Charles was saying the other day. Remember that segment, Chaz Talking Street? Let's roll the tape. And then we just run over there, and Charles will be talking about
Iran?
Is it
Talking
is
about
it
Iran?
worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth waking up in the morning if nothing you do is memorable? That thing.
I like that one, yeah.
Funny.
That was straight from the heart.
All right, so I think that's the gist of the way this thing is.
Is it whenever we make a move from one part of the studio to the other,
record
should
a
we
video
put on
with
a
this
hat
maybe.
or like a cape? Or
We absolutely, yeah, we can totally do that.
That's what I think we should all have, like, or say we're all the kids on the floor, we should all have yellow sweatshirts on.
Yep.
We should have one kind of clearly identified theme.
Sure.
Like, say we all wore president's masks
Mhm.
or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to make this is just to keep the visual appeal. So, like, it would come off as clever for very easy and not a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah. So that's basically my master plan there for all this stuff you guys wrote.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
And this doc is not fully organized. I didn't do it as.
And you will be able to implement the flat screen in the Gray Studio.
The TV?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna need a cable to go from the computer to the TV.
Alright, he'll probably have it there, to be honest with you.
He might not because their stuff is all SD old video equipment. And
Yeah, what would we need?
they might not have like an HDMI cable or whatever it is that we end up.
We have
using.
one, won't we have it?
Let's take your. Where's the TV that we're gonna use?
Upstairs in the bedroom.
Okay, so we'll just go look at that.
Alright.
Mind if we hang out in your bedroom?
Yeah, let's do that.
Sitting on the bed?
Smoking cigarettes? No smoking a hookah?
No, we're doing dip right in your bed.
No, we're all smoking a hookah feeling sexy for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know why.
We're all wearing,
Really
we're wearing silk.
And then we all go do something sexual, and it's really awkward and not that good. Everybody's just like, people are getting kind of weirded out, and then it goes off. It's just
It goes off to something so extreme where it'd be.
People are just like, I don't know. Then someone kind of like starts crying, and it just gets like not crying like bad, not like but like crying like very, very weird.
I know what you mean. I know the kind.
It's fucking unreal.
I'm bringing this to Nick. Nick just received a sexual picture message from his girlfriend.
Sam? Sam did?
Yeah. Oh.
Can't believe heavy cream, how good it is in coffee. It's fucking... Yeah, it's whipped cream.
Yeah.
What's that from? What's that from? Nothing?
I think Family Guy.
Oh.
No, I don't want it.
One more time. Charles, do it.
Our pal from Providence. Our pal from Providence, Seth, I actually wrote that skit for him. That's why.
Seth MacFarlane. He's a RISD alum.
Yeah.
He's gonna wait till he gets a load of you. Wait till he gets a load of
Wait
you.
till Joe Rogan gets another trip back to Woonsocket.
Yeah.
He's
With
Seth MacFarlane spoke at my graduation
The commencement?
speech. Yeah,
Did he really?
commencement. Yeah, he
How'd he
did.
do it? Did he do Stewie?
He was a big homo.
Did he do
He
Stewie?
did all his characters
Wow.
that you would have loved.
So in other words, he was giving your commencement like this.
Yeah.
When no one could see. And at the end when no one could see.
Can't we just had like a not a small amount, but not a lot amount either, just like a cum right there. Yeah. And he walked around the
He's just doing
Is that really from Family Guy?
Yeah, man. Think I can make that up?
Why are you the whipped thing?
And whipped. It was a fight between which one was right, whipped or whipped. You know, and then it turned into like a fist fight, and then gay sex.
On Family Guy?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I don't like how Seth MacFarlane always does Stewie unabashedly. Like, he doesn't even mind doing it. Like, he'll be like, oh, yay, the Seth MacFarlane. And they'll just instantly be like, well, and he doesn't even mind doing it
Yeah,
at all,
yeah.
at all. It's just like, wow.
He'll do it in the shopping mall if you see him.
Hey, literally.
I mean, that's the thing with Seth MacFarlane is that I'm not going to doubt.
Do you
any-
watch
every-
Family Guy, Charles?
No,
I do.
Okay.
but I'm sure it's.
You
I'm
do on
never-
purpose?
I'm never usually
You enjoy it?
disappointed with it.
It's
I think
good.
it's funny.
Some of it's
No, I mean
pretty good.
I'm not doubting Seth
Sorry.
MacFarlane's majesty.
I eat stovetop stuffing
Yes,
too. Mac and cheese!
I don't eat stovetop
Pepsi.
stuffing, but they make.
They do make good
references.
jokes.
I can't release this video.
They make
Okay.
good jokes.
No, they don't.
Okay,
Yeah, some
yes,
they
Fam-
write. They do. They write
Listen,
good
man,
jokes.
do you know the joke? The ultimate joke that Seth MacFarlane ever played was not being able to get into one of the A-list LA clubs. One time, he tried to get in. The bouncer was like, "Whoa, who the fuck are you, bud?" He's like this, and someone was like this with a phone right in his face. And he's like this. He's like fucking mortified. So the only thing you can do when you're in that position is just take out your phone, and just start calling somebody. And then he was like this, and I just made a voice, and they let him in.
Wow.
I'll never forget that. I was laughing.
Wow.
No, man, they have different writers and shit.
Oh, they have power. They have a power team.
Yeah, dude, they have.
Oh, I'm sure they have like a funny
You can't
joke
touch a power team.
once in a
Oh,
while.
I don't.
but why
I'm not
would
like
you?
a rabid fucking Family Guy fan, but
Yeah,
I
you
will
are.
watch it. I watch it every week.
I don't know. When I watch it, man. When I watch it, it's not like I'm like this. Oh, like with Saturday Night Live. I can watch Family Guy and eat and still eat as I'm watching it. You know.
And eat.
Well,
I listen to the Strokes and I don't mind
what
it.
I did, what I usually do when I eat is I catch up on stuff I want to watch. So I'll go and download all the episodes of the last season that I never saw of the Saturday morning X-Men cartoon back from the early '90s. So there was a point where I was eating fucking ravioli, watching Wolverine and fucking Captain America fight Nazis in World War II. The season that I never saw, I was like this watching it. I was like, oh my god, Mr. Sinister origin episode. I didn't get to see this when I was a kid. And I was watching it as a grown
Oh
man.
my god.
Woo! Mr. Sinister! I love Mr. Sinister.
Oh my god.
The Saturday morning X-Men cartoon. Oh my god. I didn't even like Marvel comics, but I watched that.
Oh, it
shit.
was great, man.
It was a good
I
cartoon.
liked it a lot. I don't know, it's just me.
It was.
That's NFL.
That's X-Men, right?
How about when it starts out? It's got the fucking rolling.
What else was in
I don't
that?
even know. Rolling
What
shit.
else was in that Saturday morning lineup? There was X-Men the cartoon.
Dog City,
No.
Eek the Cat,
Eek the Cat.
Eek
what
the
else?
Cat, Dog City.
Sewer sharks.
Sewer Shark, Corpse Killer, Ground Zero, Texas, Fahrenheit.
I only remember. Was it Corpse Killer Texas?
No, those were Sega CD games. Way of the Warrior by Naughty Dog.
What's the night one where you're with the
Night
House
Trap?
of Girls?
Night Trap.
What a great game.
The Snatcher.
What a great game for kids. Night Trap.
You're putting collars on women and raping them, then they turn to vampires. Then people are complaining. You have Joseph Lieberman complaining about it, fucking back in the 90s.
Wow. Brilliant.
I don't remember. I remember Sega. That's Sega Saturn.
That's Sega CD.
CD, yeah.
I had a Sega CD. No, Sega Saturn. What was the one with the boats? The race boats. There might have been Sewer Sharks.
You buy the Cabela hunting game and the
I
race
bought-
boats
doesn't matter,
game.
I
No, I bought Clockwork.
I wear a lot of
Clockwork
orange.
Knight. I bought a Sega Saturn, Clockwork Knight, Bug, and also
gaming console that used CDs in the early.
was it Mystery Mansion or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, after Sega Genesis came Sega CD.
Well, one of the reasons why Sega went out of business, they
Sonic
gave
the
the fucking
Hedgehog.
flying bird to all their fans by releasing a
good.
32X, and in America while they released Saturn in Japan, and then another nuclear bomb went off, and then their business fell down. Wow.
A bomb went off.
We dropped another big one on them because they released 32X in America. That's why Sega's out of business. We dropped a big one on them. Dropped an A-bomb.
Over a video game console.
Probably.
Consumers dropped an A-bomb with
I'll
the
bet you
wallets.
100. I'll bet you that if they knew how much money if they knew how much money Call of Duty was gonna, things would have been way different. The 80s and 90s.
day?
If they knew that Modern Warfare 3 was gonna gross like $3 billion, there literally would have been wars in the Asian countries over that technologies that they just didn't know that they were passing around in briefcases.
Yep.
And
Like in Ronin?
just Chinese guys with black motorcycles. Chinese guys with black motorcycles and black helmets, shipping CDs full of code for video games.
No engine code.
They didn't even know. They didn't even know what they were dealing with. They didn't know it was like
That's right.
Modern Warfare 3 grossing $1 billion.
Child the Toyo.
I need the thing, Tran. Don't mess around. Man.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk? You guys want to talk about specific material here now?
Yeah.
For a while.
All right.
I'll just go through chronologically what we have here. General group monologue. One idea is going to be taking all of our speeches and editing it together so that it says "We are $1 Million Extreme" and "We are building a terrorist bomb." That's a post-production idea, so we don't really have to decide on that now. Peter Jennings is dead, right? I don't know what that means, but
Charles, you
Well,
reckon?
we were going to quote from Peter Jennings. And Peter Jennings said on Nightline News that, Dan
Okay.
Rather and Robert Cronkite,
okay.
whatever.
Fake news things. That's a fake news. We would talk about that. That would be part of small talk.
Where are you guys? I'm completely lost.
At the
Small
beginning-
talk, okay.
beginning here.
1950 swing.
No, they're not there.
This idea, small talk. What that is if we're at the desks and we're not doing interviews and we're not doing bits, if we're not hamming it up, then small talk is where we just talk about the troops. We talk about the troops, anything like that.
We can talk about any like good point of view.
Yeah, and you can chain like 2 or 3 of those together, and you can talk.
It
about
should be
Hyundai.
You
Hyundai's
should.
coming out with
There
a
should
new-
be some informational thing to it,
There should
like
be, yeah.
and you should call it like the recipe or something like that.
Okay.
It should be like a building block. You call it like cornerstone or something about cement or something about like a foundation, something meaning something.
Well, with the small talk part,
Yeah,
you could call it
Recipe.
like bricks. It would be like bricks.
right. Because it would be, and it could be point of views where like I find it interesting on stuff that you know about,
Sure.
Charles and Sam, you guys, and vice versa.
Yeah, yeah.
It's universal information, and if we gave that in a nice, just a segment. Even if it was literally like a recipe for something, like you know what you should be taking. Literally, stop what you're doing. Take vitamin C.
Right.
I started taking a vitamin C. Best fucking thing I ever did. Charles told me about it. I'm not that smart. I take it's the only vitamin I take. I feel like $1 million. All my sad days went away.
And this
It's
is
true though. It did.
And what these
true.
bricks are, these aren't like this isn't like a segment where we have the camera pointed on you and you're talking. It's not like a formal thing. It's just it's filler basically.
Yeah.
It's like informational filler. All right, now back up to we're on this page right here. Back up to I'm just going down and talking about individual things. Sam's monologue. Open the show with a zoom in. Good morning, Ask America. That's just the one. That's not really a thing to talk about. Charles, I think you should write something about Iraq, Iran, liberal hit squads, liberal schools, prayer in schools.
Right.
That could be how you open up. Nick talking about Sandusky and car sales,
And sex.
sex.
Online
We'll talk
porn.
about dropping
I have a
big
good
one.
online porn thing. What?
We're going to talk about dropping a big one in Iraq. Or Iran, rather.
Yeah, you are.
How about how he controls the port?
What?
Oh, Hormuz?
Iran,
The Strait? Yeah, they're going to close the oil down. When
Yeah.
they do that, there's going to be a nice flaming big one right on their
Can't
fucking
wait.
palace.
Yummy,
Hope
yummy.
they don't mind.
Yeah.
I hope they see that one coming from a million miles away. Cause
What's
I
that? I
do.
close the port. I put the bridge down. Something. Imagine if it was something real simple, where he just put like a small canoe in the
Just
middle.
pulled the lever.
He personally rowed a canoe into the middle. He's like,
No more.
or this.
He's got the gun to his head. He's showing that he means business.
He holds a really shitty small gun to like a dust off.
No, but it's chrome. That 38 special, totally chrome.
And he stands up and he turns around. And he's in a different clothing. He's in a suit. He looks like Don Johnson from Miami Vice. He's like freeze. He's like whoa, whoa, and everybody just turns around. Submarines turn around quickly and go like that. Boats that can't turn around quickly turn into like speedboats. Like big oil tank is like riding an oil tank like that. And canoes turn around. No, that's mad funny. Oh god.
Jan Rankowski, we're gonna have him. He can talk about anime, and he's got an essay called "School Shooter, Cool Shooter,"
Wow.
where he's gonna. We're gonna make him look like a total mess. He's
Yeah.
he's 17, so we're gonna put some.
That's huge.
We're gonna put some grease on his face. We're
Yeah.
gonna put some grease in his hair. Make him look like a typical gamer dude,
Yeah.
unshowered, and
Yeah.
have him just like wearing a silk anime shirt. And
Black.
he's talking about how people victims of school shootings deserve it because they're jocks and they call you fag.
And he sings Static X quotes in the middle of his whole he sings like Static X, Disturbed.
Yep.
He sings Stupefy.
Yep.
It's so painful.
Wayne Static.
Is that the lead singer of Static
Wayne
X?
Static, man. Static.
You're bullshit! And he literally sings those right in the middle. Whatever genre that music that came out in like 01, that like awful
Yeah, we're talking
metalcore or whatever the fuck, grindcore.
We're talking 99, 2000, 98. Yeah, 1998. 99,
In
2000.
my eyes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like guys with dreadlock
Oh,
ponytails,
you mean like Seven Dust?
like Seven Dust. Like who's the wrestler? The biggest wrestler whose name was he's the one. He's like the one, and he's still around too. Joe Gagnon will know the answer to
Ted
this.
DiBiase?
No, he was like a fuck. All right, whatever. We'll just keep going. Fuck.
Erwin R. Shyster?
Renaud Shyster,
Um,
the Jewish wrestler, Erwin Shyster.
is that real?
That's true. It's a real thing.
You remember
Wow.
he used to wrestle with like the shirt and tie on.
Yeah.
And I remember Royal Rumble, back in the early 90s, there were two versions for Genesis and for Super Nintendo. And other than Super Nintendo having more colors and blast processing, whatever the bullshit, it actually, the Super Nintendo one did not have Erwin R. Shyster. It had a few other characters. The Genesis one did. I don't know, I could tell you which characters were in the Super Nintendo one, but I think that would be a waste of time.
Chris Hardy.
That was true 16-bit.
And the Super Nintendo was superior, but I like the library.
Genesis was 12-bit, even though they advertised it differently.
I thought it was 16-bit.
You thought it was 16-bit because you read the
'Cause
pamphlet.
I
but
did
you
read the
know
pamphlet.
From the inferior
read the
graphics, it
pamphlet?
was actually 12-bit.
No, I remember on the box it said 16-bit. That was their advertising.
No, it said it right on the
Lie.
console itself. It says 16-bit right on the Genesis.
It does, and that's a fucking lie.
How did they get
Bullshit.
away with that?
How'd they get away with it? I don't know.
Japanese motorcycles, black ones, black helmets.
Hit teams. Japanese Yakuza hit teams.
Right. Beating people up with nunchucks.
Kill Bill.
Not that tough. Not that tough of henchmen. Henchmen who really weren't that tough. Like if they tried that in any other country, they would get slapped in the face.
You gook!
It's true. Awful. I don't know why I vastly underestimate a lot of cultures' physical strength. I think if they whatever's badass in their country, if they came to I don't know, maybe that's just wicked American of me. I think.
No, it's not. I mean,
Nah.
well, I think most, if you're talking about Asians,
Yeah, like
and
Asians,
also
just
Europeans
and
are
Indians,
small too.
like an Indian. What?
Europeans are small on
Right.
the whole. They're smaller.
Tough.
How do you classify you, both of you guys? freaks.
I have
All
I have
American
I have
hearts.
like
We've been
Kraft macaroni and cheese bones and like
we've been eating
Gatorade.
Dairy that has been treated with hormones, and
Right.
that's why we are both six over 6 feet.
These are the hormones that Ben and
It's true,
Jerry's
though.
don't use in their ice cream.
It's because we've been drinking Donald Rumsfeld's personal milk.
Growth hormone.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and leaves. I mean, who knows? Your groundwater probably has fucking Miracle Grow in it.
I have
Literally.
I have so much benzene in my veins
Yeah, you couldn't
that
beat
I'm
me,
just yeah.
and I'm supposed to think that.
The only
Yeah.
side effect is that sometimes I get sad.
Yeah, the only
For a
side
long-
effect is that I'm gonna have pancreatic cancer when I'm 35, and then I have loopy mental problems.
And my kid is gonna be a fucking trip,
yeah.
to say the least. To say literally the least is that it's gonna be a trip, and being a parent, like 3 generations of fucking hyper milk is gonna be real bad. For it's
You
gonna
might as well have been drinking mutagen.
literally.
Agent,
We are.
Agent Orange.
I'm gonna give birth to my girlfriend. A Ninja Turtle is gonna pop out of my wife.
Captain America Super Soldier Experiment.
A fucking
Rejects.
a 4-year-old boy is gonna fucking skip out of my my wife's womb come the day, and I'm supposed to be ready for that. Oh, I've never seen this before. Yeah, you have.
I guess we'll see.
Oh yeah, you have.
General sketches, Lord Giovanni music. We can play Truth or Dare in a circle.
That's a good idea.
We can do 50 swing dancing. I think you would be good at that, Charles.
Oh, I would be.
We can have a psychic reading with all of our guests.
Oh.
Victor, Nina's stepdad, he's super racist, and we can have talk politics with him. He'll be talking about immigration reform. Obama is a house Negro, saying that there's quote-unquote white niggers and black niggers, and that he's not a racist because he acknowledges that there are white ones and black ones. That's a common view.
Yeah.
That's a commonly held viewpoint, is that if you can have that, you're not a racist if you acknowledge that there are white and black niggers.
So then you have free reign to use the word.
Yeah,
Do you have it? So you have your N card, your card carrying.
there you are. You have the
Ugh.
pass.
Who? Oh man.
And then a special segment. We can use this like 6 or 7 times. Cut away to segments of Arjun, the guy from the website that we got video clips. The guy from India.
Oh yeah.
We can just have. I have a whole a document of a list of things that we're gonna have him say, and we can just in the show. We don't have to write them now. We can write them after the fact. If we're ever stuck, we can put this in. We'll put this in transitions. It'll be. Hey, I think our friend Arjun has something to say about that. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, we can just catch ourselves and go. What'd you say, Arjun? Just like guy won't shut up. He's over there. What'd you just say, Arjun? And he's like, "Fuck you, pussy." You know, I'll slap my fat cock on your hand.
Is that what he says?
No, he can say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. I fuck a dog. I fuck dogs when I get really horny.
Oh my god.
You ever fuck a dog, lady? Well, I don't know if she's gonna be comfortable with asking that.
Oh my god.
I don't think you can say that.
We could have him thoroughly represent his ethnic background.
Yeah.
Mm. Right.
Well, express yourself sexually as an ethnic Arab.
Oh my god.
He's gonna love that. I think that'll go over well.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah. Here's some Charles specific sketches. Is it worth it? Charles standing in front of the red curtain or whatever the sketch background is, saying, "Is it worth it waking up, making money if it makes you want to live in hell instead of earth?"
That's good, huh?
This whole list that he wrote. Another Charles specific sketch. Design your own fun, Earl, and he's giving you tips on how to keep your funeral fun. Keep your friends and family laughing even on your big day. And you're laughing.
Yeah, even on your 2-penny send-off.
Yeah. As you go down the river Styx.
Who says that? Who calls it that?
The river Styx?
A 2-penny
I
send-off.
don't know, man. That's original, if you can believe it.
Probably the Irish.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's original for me.
Wow.
No one else.
Is
Never
that
said.
recording still, Nick?
Never
Yes.
said.
I hope no one's ever said that, because I thought it was pretty funny.
That is good.
Why be morbid when you could crucify your dead loved one on a big block of ice and have a puppeteer make his or her lifeless body dance in blackface?
Like Hal Jolson?
And then each guest we're gonna have for each guest, for example,
Okay, good.
the Kelly Iden fashion show. Each guest will have their own sketch cards. So when we want to do sketches with guests, we'll have a specific card for them. And Kelly Iden's fashion show, we're going to do group pose, a twister pose game, but instead of a mat, they just have to pose in a weird way according to what we say on this whiteboard.
Like have one leg up on a fucking crate,
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
one, their toes in the heel of their shoes.
And they'll all do it. The three models will do it simultaneously, and whichever one, whoever fails to do it will be out.
Yes.
And so it's like Twister, but it's like with poses.
And then the winner,
Sits on a
it'll
lap.
obviously be pronounced. It'll be a photo sketch. There was just photo snaps, right? Cha-ching, and the model comes in like Models Inc., right? Let's say for example, you do the three of them
Yeah.
in a Twister thing, and like you said, one of them fucks up, then it's 2, and then it's 1, and then it's pronounced that she won something, and then it just cuts to her with yogurt dumped on her head, and something written on her face that says, "I won."
Oh my God! Yes, yes.
Like it should be like a I don't know if like that Australian guy that I guess guys have to have yogurt dumped on their head too, because it can't be just like a woman thing, even though I want it to be just a woman thing.
Milk boarding,
What's that?
waterboarding,
Right.
milk boarding.
Oh yeah, you won something, and then you won something. All right, you stupid bitch, and then you just dump milk all over her
That's
head.
what we're saying.
You just like that's the whole sketch. Is like, oh, I won. Like she literally like if on the set that goes like, yay, I won, and as she says that, you just like, yeah, you. And then one of us walks over and is like, yeah, you won something, you stupid bitch. And then you just dump a whole thing of milk over her head. And it's like really awful sounding. It goes awkwardly.
Let me switch the angle up here. Is it still going?
Look at the glisten on my sweaty hands.
Wow. You're like Jess Cornbrook from my high school.
I'm like my Pepe.
I danced with her and she had sweaty hands.
Really?
Was she
And I
nervous
like,
to
wow,
dance
you're
with
the
you?
First girl I've met that has this problem.
Wow.
Did
Not the last.
did you have the same problem so you could relate?
Well, I had armpits that I literally in high school I sweated down to here in high school.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
No, I sweat like that too.
I walked around high school with I would change shirts in the middle of the day, sweat down to here
Yeah.
in high school regularly. Okay, I was popular.
I wonder what happens when you turn 16. Ooh.
Did you use antiperspirant?
Yeah,
Do you think that could have contributed to
I
it?
think it did.
Yeah. Do you use just deodorant now? Do you
Well, what I don't use deodorant now.
use? You should just. I wouldn't use antiperspirant if I
I
were you.
don't use anything now.
You better start. You big onion, onion Sam.
Dylan's here, the third cameraman, Rocco's brother.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, he's cool. He's no
You don't smell me right now though.
No, not at all. No.
Okay, yeah.
No.
You want to try? No, I don't sweat much at all.
No. It was the antiperspirant that was causing the sweat
It
problem.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, there's an antiperspirant called Drysol. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's every antiperspirant has aluminum in it, which is
Alzheimer's?
clogs up your pore and turns your body into a
To Alzheimer's?
Dow Chemical Factory.
No, Tupperware chemical.
Yeah, a Tupperware tub. You become a plastic man.
Oh, absolutely.
But Drysol has 20.
Plastic man.
Drysol is a liquid suspension and it has literally 20% aluminum in it, so it's like 10 times more.
Clinical strength.
Yeah, it's like 10 times more than any. So I applied that, and my armpits were burning red for days, and it was intensely painful. And then after that, I just never.
You
sweat.
stopped. Yeah.
I stopped sweating.
And JD's coming here too?
I think so. Yeah.
Cool. Now this is Dylan.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, big man.
You got the Sam.